Alright, so like, yeah, no, you're doing really well. It's awesome. I can hear that you know these shapes really well, and that you know like where all the notes are, you know where to find everything. The thing that I'm hearing though is like the we want to close the gap in between each string. So like, you've got, and there's kind of a break between each string. We want to make that smoother. And make it so it really flows through. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to start off first by just practicing the first four notes on each string. So like, three, and then the next one. You can kind of think of this as like the Addams Family kind of theme sort of sound. So you can go through and just like do that and you'll get familiar with it. And then you can start doing that with like two strings at a time. And this is going to take a lot of time, but this is like, this is really good, and this is really the fastest way that I've figured to get really fluid at doing these kinds of things. Go through like each one of the different parts of the shape, and even like, in the, the different mode, portions and stuff. And then, excuse me, after you've done that like sufficiently to the point where you feel like that it's like smooth, it feels smooth and feels natural, then try taking it and imagining like, that we're playing that whole the whole thing, but as 16th notes, which is going to be a little bit weird because we've got three notes on each string, so like the beat is going to be in like a different spot with your fingers every time. So like 16th notes, you count them like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and so the way we're going to do it, right, is like 1E and 2E and 1, 2E and 3E and 4E and 5, and it's like getting those accents is really gonna help. But and really, Marshall Harrison told me to do this when I was getting into this more. After you've gotten those things done, go next to up one shape and then down the next one up. So like, and you can create a little never-ending loop of down and up, between the two shapes. Oh god, that was but you get the point. So like I went up in the Ionian shape, and then once I hit the second note on the very last string, instead of playing anything else on the this is the turnaround point, right? Because like when you're picking like that, oh man, we'll get into the picking another time. You can just alternate pick the whole thing. But the way that Marshall had taught me to do it was with economy picking. And I mean, I'll go over that, but I don't know if you have done anything with economy picking or not yet, but it's kind of weird at first if you haven't ever done it before. It's like a kind of combination of alternate picking and sweeping. So like what we do, right, is we go down, up, down, as if we're playing through, just right through that thing like that. We go down, up, down, and then since we went down and our next string is down from there, we can just go down, up, down, down, up, down. So it's kind of like down, up, down, sweep, up, down, sweep, up, down, sweep, right? Does that make sense? Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And that's why I said that the top is our turnaround point whenever you've got an even number on a string, that's you can use that to turn around and go the other way. So like we've been using odd numbers the whole time, right? You can do 1, or you can do 3, or 5, or whatever. As long as it's an odd number, it's really easy to keep going the same direction. And if it's an even number, it's easier to change direction. So we could do like if we're doing 2, like if I was just doing this little right here, like on the D and the G strings, 12 and 14 on each one. So we could alternate pick it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, Yeah, hoo-hoo. I'm just like, I haven't picked up the guitar really too much yet today, so I'm still like getting warmed up, and my fingers want to keep doing stuff even when I don't need to. But we could also economy pick it, right? We could just go up, down, down, up. See? My fingers want to keep doing stuff even though they don't need to. Well, anyway, though, so that's an even number, right? Two on each string. So like when we're going up, we hit, it makes a really nice turnaround point because we go down, up, down, 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 down, up. And then after that, instead of being in that Ionian shape, now we hit our turnaround point and we move over into the Dorian shape, right? And we go down, or up, down, up, 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 down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then, really, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but yeah, try that stuff from the beginning, right? The Addams Family thing. And then try two strings, then 3. And the biggest thing about this is like taking it and breaking it down, right? Because you start with the small one first, because it lets you break the whole into little groups of only 3 notes at a time that you need to worry about. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we can just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then from there even, you get comfortable with that and you keep doing it, and it becomes so natural that you can then break it down into 6 notes at a time. or I don't even know how many, what, 9? There we go. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. But you keep doing that, and you take the big thing and you break it up into small chunks, but they got to be smooth chunks. That way they fit together, right? That's why that's why whatever the problem area is the problem that we get. It's the thing that we got to focus on, and right now it's the gap between our pinky note and our index on the next string. So that's that right there is why we want to and if you're having trouble with it, like start just on the one string, until until these two fingers can just do it and you don't have to worry about them, because the index finger is really usually the hardest finger that I've found anyway. It's the one that gives me the most trouble. And I think the reason why is because so often the index finger is kind of almost treated as a capo, like when they do like little licks, like something like that. Like my index finger didn't move at all throughout that whole thing, and it's like you can kind of get away with like doing like really interesting, cool patterns and stuff without moving your index finger, but you want to be able to move your index finger. That way you can do other cooler things. So like, start, once you get these two good, then, focus on the index finger and moving it back and forth, between the two. Man. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to practicing myself now. I hope that all of that stuff made sense, and you're gonna be able to use that to really smooth that stuff out. I know that like 2 days isn't a whole lot of time, but I think that you will probably be able to get a lot more done in these next 2 days. Just with looking at changing the way you're using your index finger and that timing like that. So we'll check it out and see what you got on Friday. See you later, man.